Thank you. Yes, thank you. Awesome. Ed Mariziak here. I'm the man in the chair over at East Toronto Living, and in this video, we're going to be talking about a house that's in my area, and it's actually featured on Blog TO, and the title of the article says, Toronto home on the market for the first time in decades is half the price of its neighbors. Is it half the price of its neighbors? Stay tuned if you want to find out. Now, before we continue, if you can do me a big favor, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Leaving a comment helps my channel grow. It creates engagement, and I get ideas. It's just fantastic to hear what people are saying about the channel and the market, and I want to know, and I want to answer your questions and deal with and address the issues that you may have. Also, I'm a real estate agent. Yes. Please, by all means, ask me questions about real estate. Call me directly or email me or send me a text, send me a carrier pigeon, and let's talk about your real estate needs. Definitely, if you need help buying or selling, I'm here on the East End, and I've mentioned many times I could do the West End, and, I could go as far east as Oshawa, not much further than that though. And then I'll go up a little, I'll go up as far as Vaughan and stuff. But again, I have friends that I refer a lot of that stuff out to. And you've met them too in some of my past videos. Okay, so all right, let's dive into it. So okay, this article is from Blog TO, and it's titled "Toronto Home on Market for the First Time in Decades is Half the Price of the Neighbors." So yeah, I'll leave you a link so you can read this article in full detail. Now, a slight caveat to this, to me talking about this property. I don't really have the permission, so I'm going to be speaking in generalities. So if you want, you can click the link. You can look at it yourself, or if you have questions, you can message me direct. Again, phone number. You can message me direct, and I can tell you all about it now. So the article says, this Toronto home is priced at almost at half the value of what properties have been selling for. They've been selling around the area for about 1.4, which is true. But okay, they actually have it listed for $799, and I'm very familiar with this area. It's somewhere on the cusps of the Danforth, sort of low below Woodbine, Lumsden, almost in the beach, Upper Beach. And but like I said, it's listed for $799, and it says half the price. It's not half the price. If you do the math, it's not quite half the price. It's more like 60%. But I can show you. I'm going to show you some interior pictures of this place, but you can't. I don't want to give you the address over in this manner because I don't have full. Permission to market this property. But I can speak in generalities here. Of course, it's in rough shape, to say the least. It's it's got a nice fridge in there, amazingly. But people have lived in here. It's rough. This is a gut job. There's no question. And honestly, I think I went on Treb here. I'm looking here, and of course it's got friend of mine, no, not a friend, but somebody I know listing it. It's in rough shape. It's a semi. So I think, in my opinion, for this type of market, for this type of house, given that you want to attract renovators, you want to attract flippers, you want to attract people that are going to, that are going to completely refurbish the place. That's the only person it's the only kind of buyer is going to buy this property. I have seen people buy properties like this, and they just sit for a few years. They just let the equity build, and they're empty. That's no good. I'm sure neighbors don't want that, and and a very tiny percentage of that happens. Not a good thing, but I have seen that, and we don't encourage that sort of buyer to buy this property. But yeah, people, are going to renovate this place, and it's priced. I mean, it's priced low. It's going to go for over how much? I mean, the last place that I featured, it was a nice house, same area nearly too, over on Oak Crest, which is just north south of this property, northeast northwest of this property. And we featured that a couple videos ago, and it was listed for 850, and it sold for close to $1 million. And they actually did get an offer for higher, but they actually liked the family that bought the property. So they fell in love with the family that bought this property, because they had nice children. The children were, in music, and they just really got on with the family, and that can happen. I mean, some people, it's not always about money. Quite often, it usually is. I mean, when it's a difference between 100, 200,000, people are going to go with the money. But sometimes the seller will meet the buyers, and they hit it off, and sometimes that happens, and that there's nothing wrong with that, because I mean you've grown up with these neighbors, and you don't want to leave the place with crummy owners, especially when those neighbors were your friends for years and years and years. So that's what happened with that last property, and good for them. They took a slightly lower price, but they got nicer people. It's rough getting back to this property here that I can't tell you the address for, but offers are tomorrow, and I'm betting that it's going to probably go for. Well, they're asking $799. I bet you it's going to go for probably $850. Yeah, eight, maybe. Somewhere between $850 and $9. Yeah, it's detached, or it's a semi. So yeah, maybe $850. That's my guess. So I'm thinking it's priced in the market. But of course, no. Well, look at that. It's 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I mean, that's a good number of rooms. I mean, if it was a 2-bedroom, sometimes those are a little tricky to sell. Most people want a 3-bedroom. Don't blame them. And 2 baths. Sometimes 3 baths are better. Two on the top floor, one in the main. Doesn't really tell you where the bathrooms are, but they're again rough shape. Doesn't matter. Pardon me. So, one thing though, if it was priced really low, you run the danger of let's say if it really truly is worth 1.3 or 1.2 or whatever, and it's priced for $799, and that if it's priced way too low, pardon me, you run the danger of only attracting a lower cohort of buyers. So the people that legitimately can afford it aren't seeing the property. But again, that's when you got good representation, you got agents that know the area and say, hey, look, no, this property is priced low, but it's really worth this high. We could put an offer, and you got to put a higher offer. It's priced low. I mean, years ago, I mean, not that long ago, I always say back in the day, but we used to maintain that no listing price is too low, because the market will tell you what the house is worth. So even if you priced it really low, the market, the buyers are going to dictate what that property will sell for. And of course, the seller has to agree to whatever price that comes up. So it's a two-way street. The property is worth what the buyer is willing to pay and what the seller is willing to accept. But in this case, I think they priced it, for a renovated property like this. I think they've done a good pricing strategy for this place. I don't think it's underpriced because because of the shape of this property is warrants the low listing price. Again, it's going to get more. How much more, we'll see. I mean, really, things have been picking up a little bit. We're starting to see some movement in the market. Finally. Yes, we're starting to see some. Even condos are starting to move, believe it or not. So we shall see. Where tomorrow is the big rate announcement. Hopefully, now I've heard that it might just stay where it's at right now. Inflation is down now to 2.3% on the count of gas prices coming down. Hopefully, we're going to see some changes for the positive, and maybe we can get back to a stable economy. But again, we have our friends south of the border, at least for now. But they're backing off. But that can change from day to day. We shall see. But I don't know. We'll see how things go over the next little bit. I'm returning to a little bit of optimism just because I'm starting to see some movement in the market, and we'll see what the numbers are like next month. But I'm thinking that the spring market is starting to pick up based on what I'm seeing. So if you have any questions about this property, again, I don't want to leak out the exact address. I'm going to leave some pictures of the interior because, there's lots of houses that look like this that I've seen. So, it could be mistaken for any property. And, but, I'll just show you for fun. But, if you have any questions about this property, message me. And, or any of the properties we've been featuring. The one that we featured last week is sold. So, but there's others. Then there's stuff coming out. We had a meeting with the office, and a lot of agents are starting to list more property now, which is good news. And I'm hoping that hopefully the rate gets cut a little more tomorrow. We'll see some people sitting on the sidelines actually getting back into the market, and hopefully that'll be soon. I'm optimistic. I've got a new sense of optimism, growing inside me, and I'm thinking that the market's going to pick up. And hey, let's talk. Call me, text me, send me a carrier pigeon, send me an email. Let's talk. Let's go for coffee. Let's have a Zoom meeting if you're from out of town. And don't forget, every Thursday at 5 o'clock, I put out a new video, and every Saturday morning at 7, I put out a new video. And hey, thank you everyone once again. That's it for now. And we'll talk. We'll see you on Saturday. And have a great week. Have a great weekend.